This is my submission video for Fallout 4 Glitchless to GDQ SGDQ 2020. The run is the any % speedrun, but without glitches. If glitches do occur during the speedrun and they aren't on purpose, then the run is still valid as long as they don't speed up the speedrun. First of all, we're going to make ourselves a character. This is where there could be incentives for the name of the character, and that's about it, really. You could have, you know, name the character this and that, honk, orb, anything like that. We're going to be making, first of all, our character choice here does matter. For the speedrun purpose, picking Nate as the character is faster, but only by about 11 seconds. You can still play as Nora, but it's not really as impactful. The game is in French, because French is faster by around 30-ish seconds, I believe. So we are playing in French. Again, this language could be an incentive. Language doesn't really matter. Obviously, we want to go fast, but if you're doing a GDQ run and you do want incentives, at the end of the day, it's about being entertaining. And if you wanted to change the language, then changing it to French, English, or Spanish is okay. Alright, we wait for Codsworth to pass, then we're going to start. Timer starts on a 3.5 second cooldown. Here we go. And then timer starts now. So first off, we're going to talk to Codsworth. It's going to skip his dialogue. And then we're just going to stand over here. And we're going to wait for Nora to move on by. And what this does is, this is the intro sequence to the game, known as the pre-vault section. There are two categories for this. One category that doesn't include the intro, and this category which does include the intro. Personally, I prefer with the intro, because that lets you change the character and do things like incentive changes and stuff like that. But obviously, if you were loose on time, you could cut off the intro if necessary. We talked to Codsworth, we talked to Nora, and now we're just going to wait for Mr. Vault Salesman to walk over to the door. And then this is where we get to name our character. Now, special stats wise, we're going to take 10 endurance and 10 agility, and then we have 3 stats left. We're going to put those stats into luck. And the reason why I put that into luck is probably because of the fact that you get extra damage. Luck-based. There's nothing else to put it into. So 10 endurance and 10 agility is necessary for our AP drainage. The higher our endurance and agility, the slower our AP drains, which is obviously for sprinting. Sprinting is faster than running. Blah, blah, blah. As simple as that. Now we're going to skip this guy's dialogue by spamming 4 and down on the... I want to say D-pad, but it's not the D-pad.
Bien. D'accord. J'accepte.
Finish talking to him. We put this into this. And then we name our character, which would be GDQ Incentive. That's not how you spell incentive. Yes.
Merci encore.
Then we talk to Nora, skip her dialogue, and then we move on into the bedroom. Here we have Codsworth. We're gonna wait for him to spill out the beans. And then we talk to our child. Then we have to spin the mobile around a little bit, which is this little thing, in case you don't know what a mobile is. And then we're going to talk to Nora once more, and then the Armageddon starts, and we can actually leave to go in the vault.
Ouais, bonne idée.
And there's a big long intro section. If you watched Tomato Ennis's anthology run, you will know that he had the big long intro where he did the legendary explanation. That is obviously a perfect time to show off donations, but I feel like if I got this run into GDQ, I'd have something prepared for it. So yeah. I meant Tomato Angus. Sorry, I misnamed the individual. Alright, now we're going to run into the vault, and we're going to do 2 simple jumps. One over this fence, very, very easy. And then we've got one over this fence, which I'm not going to mess up, because I'm a really good speedrunner. Nice. Now that we've made that jump, we're going to run all of the way to Vault 111. And we're going to do our first dialogue skip. Dialogue skips aren't glitches, they are what we like to call game mechanics. Yes, not glitches. So that's a game mechanic. That is technically not a glitch, or at least it hasn't been decided to be a glitch. I know that if I ran this at GDQ, the people on the couch would be giving me a lot of smack talk for that, but I'm prepared. I have comebacks ready. Alright, nuke gets dropped, and we are officially going downwards into Vault 111. And this is where the true speedrun starts. So getting a pre-4 Vault 111 is kind of mandatory. This is a bad Vault 111 time, but, you know, we're doing it live. And if I hope I can get this glitch. You can. This is not a glitch. This is not a glitch. I didn't mean to say the word glitch. This is an exploit. There's a little ledge that sticks out here. You can jump on top of it. Yeah, it's very nice. Alright. So we're gonna make our way over to the cryo chamber. We're gonna do a Walt Disney and freeze ourselves. Good stuff. And that's when the story of the game starts. The legendary story that is known as Fallout 4. Pick up this, we walk to the left. Nice, nice, nice. This is all intentional to make sure that the doctor follows us. If the doctor doesn't follow us, then we lose like 20 seconds. So we intentionally walk to the left and pick up that nice little body armor. Oh. And then we're just gonna keep walking. Very interesting stuff. As you can tell, again, the game is in French. It's faster. We love the French language. It's beautiful. Talk to doctor, we get into the cryo chamber, and then we're good. Now, because I have nothing else to do during this section, I have nothing to explain and nothing prepared, I'm going to play Jump King while I wait for this section to finish. So, yeah. Because there's nothing to explain, there's nothing for me to talk about. Obviously, if I was at GDQ, I would have something to show here, or at least time for donations or something like that. Now, if Jump King would work, that'd be nice. Hello? Oh, there we go. Yeah, you could go for, look, it's like a 2 to 3 minute cutscene. Alright, nice. So if you don't know what's happening in the background, by the way, our wife is currently getting dismantled. I would say it's the right appropriate choice of words. It's to push on the story of the game. No! Oh, I'm so bad. Yeah, this is great for donations. Anything along those lines. Absolutely perfect timing for all that stuff. You know. What I like to do during this section of my speedrun, when I'm streaming usually, is I like to go for a nice little pee break. Get myself a, you know, nice little crisp, nice beverage. Drink one with the boys. That type of stuff. You can't really do that during a GDQ submission video because that's very unprofessional. So I decided instead to play Jump King really badly. I can't seem to get up here. Hello? Come on, dude. I'm gonna embarrass myself in front of the GDQ staff. Right. Okay. So now that our wife is being killed and our child is being kidnapped, as would be typical in a video game, we are going to cough and leave. Now, before we pick up the Pip-Boy, we have to kill every single rad roach in the area, because we can't pick up the Pip-Boy unless we're in non-combat stage. So what we're going to do is simply just kill every single rad roach and move on. It's a mix of intense combat and running. Now, we'll open this door, pull out our fists, and we continue going. Now, in terms of how consistent this run is very consistent to get under like 1 hour 35 in game time. I'll work out how much that is in real time. I haven't worked it out yet. But getting a fast run is hard because there's a lot of RNG, or better choice of words, luck in this run. And a lot of things can go wrong. But the things that go wrong don't necessarily softlock the run. They more just stop you from getting a good time. So this run, I would argue, is pretty consistent. At least completion-wise. May not be the best technically for speedruns, but hey. RNG. Yes, this run is also on very easy. That's typical though, unless, with a speedrun, unless, you know, it's stated otherwise, the run is usually on the easiest difficulty, and we are playing on very easy. People do run this category on the hardest difficulty, which is survival, which has to be on the one of the most current patches, I believe. Again, I should probably mention that this run is on the first patch of the game, because the first patch of the game has a lot of exploits. Not glitches, exploits. Because glitches are not allowed in a speedrun. That would be against the you wouldn't want to do that, right? We downpatch this run for exploits. Just want to make sure people know that. Now, what's the difference between an exploit and a glitch? Well, it goes like this. Basically, a bunch of people sit in a Discord call and they go, well, let's decide if this Exhibit A is a glitch or an exploit. How they decide that, I don't know. I just run the game. Yeah. Usually it's, as long as it doesn't involve you breaking out of bounds or breaking what is seen as traditional gameplay, it is not a glitch and it's an exploit. For example, like, later on in this run, at some point, at Good Neighbor, I'll mention when we pickpocket a lady and we steal 500 5mm ammo from her. But the way the game works is it thinks it's one bullet when we're actually stealing 500. That's an oversight by the devs. It's not a glitch. It's an exploit. You know. You'll see when I get to it. So, we have now gotten out of Vault 111. That only took us 10 minutes and 30 seconds. Not a bad idea, actually. Pretty decent for a practice run, I guess. Alright, so our first destination is to go to the Museum of Freedom, which is just down the road. And clearly, we need to stop by a few places. We are going to ignore Codsworth, and we're going to ignore Sanctuary in general, but we did get the fast travel point. That is important because we do come back to Sanctuary later on. There's a few... we come back here, I think, a total of 3 times. We're going to pick up those fragmentation grenades because those are very useful. And as you can see in the bottom right corner, you can see my AP bar. This run has a bit of AP management. Things like, you usually want to wait till your AP bar is full before you actually start sprinting again, because it's better, time resource-wise, to just wait until it's full before you start sprinting. And here we're just going to pick up a thing called a Nuka-Cola Quantum. Very memorable piece of equipment in this game, but it's useful for the speedrun because it regenerates AP. So we do pick up as many quantums as we can, and you'll see why. Later on, like half an hour from now, there's running sections in the speedrun, and that's what we use it for. Alright. We are looking on dead bodies for stim packs and other useful drugs, but nothing super important. We do need, like, this run has a lot of resource management. We do need things like Radexes, Radaways, buff outs, useful drugs. But it's not going to kill the run if we don't pick up any of them. We do... I feel like if I didn't pick up any at GDQ, although on normal cases I would reset, I do have backup strats in place that I don't think I'm going to show off this run because, well, it depends really. If we don't get enough Radex, I'll show off one of the what's it, what I said? Backup strats. Alright, we're looting this. We're going to pick up the fusion core before we get told to do it, because, you know, speedrun. We're going to check there, we've got 1 Radex, which is nice. We have to remember this stuff. A lot of resources to remember. Nice aim. He was stood still, great. That's a Psycho, which is very useful. Nice, nice, nice. Didn't get a Quantum in there. Okay, you. Alright, you got anything on you? You got a stim pack, I'll take it. Oh, I'll take it. Nice, nice. So what we do here is we line up these two characters to skip dialogue.
Continuez.
He's going to tell us to pick up the fusion core. We've already picked it up.
Une bonne idée peut faire toute la différence.
He's going to turn around. While he's doing that, we can't really skip his dialogue, so we're going to pick up a few things that will help out. Keep spamming 4 to skip this dialogue.
Je vous aiderai autant que possible.
And we're good to go. Now we're going to go kill the Deathclaw, which is the best part of the speedrun. Some would argue. This is where there's 2 points in this run where it's reset heavy. I would argue that Park Street Station and Teleportation Split are the both biggest reset points, at least for me. That's because I'm pretty bad at the game. No, I'm not bad at the game. I'm good at the game. I'm just bad at those splits. I shouldn't say that I'm bad at the game. That's not a good idea. Alright. So we pick up the mini nuke, but we pull out a pistol because this long range shot with the mini gun is terrible. We then drop out of our power armor, which leaves it there. We're going to come back to that a long time from now. Not just yet. We're not going to use that power armor for a while though. We're going to come over here right to where the Deathclaw spawns and pull out our minigun. And then we're going to shoot this Deathclaw until it dies. Hopefully it doesn't kill us. It has killed me a couple of times, but nope, we got a good kill on it. We're going to kill Grizzly and his gang. Nice. And then we're going to F3 to pull up our map, level up our 2 AP management skills, which give us extra AP in the sunlight. And then we're going to fast travel to the Museum of Freedom. So with that being said, we have literally just completed the Museum of Freedom quest, and we have sided with the Minutemen. We don't end the run with the Minutemen though, because the Minutemen have one of the worst and slowest endings. We side with the Institute, but we don't have access to the Institute yet, so we have to side with the Minutemen. Then we kind of side with the Railroad at one point, but it doesn't really last too long, and then we join the Institute. So Preston talks to us. Then we have to talk to Mama Murphy, because Mama Murphy gives us a tip towards Diamond City. I forgot the name of it. Talk to her, then we leave. That's Museum of Freedom done. On a good pace run, you'd have Museum of Freedom done before 15 minutes, but this isn't a good pace run. Well, it's pretty okay. Right, now we make our way towards Diamond City. But before we go to Diamond City, we've got to stop at a few places first. You'll see with the route we take, we do stop by to check out a few locations. I'll show them as I go along. So now we're running southbound. There's a few drug spots to do a bit more drug management. There's a few Nuka-Cola Quantums. Again, good time for donations. A lot of the running sections are. There's free... I would argue there's 3 main running sections in this run. This is one of them. I would say that that's the best time for donations. A lot of the run is dialogue skipping and combat though. Just there's a few times here and there that aren't. And this is one of them. This is us running towards Good Neighbor. Good Neighbor is where we do a bit of shopping. What we want from Good Neighbor is either... So we pick up a leg piece that lets us run faster, and we also try to pick up a biometric scanner, which we need for making the teleportation stand. If we don't get the teleportation stand biometric scanner, then we're going to buy 2 Radexes instead, which is essentially a backup strat to doing a strat later on in the run where we have to pick up a nuclear power plant thing. Very, very cool. But we're going to try and get the biometric scanner. This is all time save for later on. There is also backup strats for both of those things if we don't get them, so we're all good. It's just a general rule of thumb that if you're in the shopping section and you've got enough money, you should, just buy useful items. So yeah, this is like probably 2 to 3 minutes, 4 minutes of just running. So this is literally perfect for donations. And yeah. We do stop by a few things though, so there are a few notable locations to stop by. Every single Nuka-Cola machine we pass, we're going to look inside of it, at least prospectively, to try and see if there's a quantum. Quantums are a huge time save, and they're very, very useful. So, that's what we're going to do. There's one over here as well. We also pick up a sea captain's hat, because looking like a sea captain is... No, it's because it gives us extra endurance, and endurance makes our AP drain slower. Yes. Yes. Again, checking the dead bodies for stim packs. It's as useful as it can get. None on that one. We're going to make a nice little fancy jump here. Hopefully I nail it. Oh, amazing. We pick up this little laser rifle, very useful. We get 2 Med-X's there, which is kind of useful, but not really. Having a Med-X is a nice safety strap, but not necessary. And now we're going to make our way towards the Sea Captain's hat. I don't think I've got a buff out on me. If I get a buff out on me, we can save like probably like 3 to 4 seconds here by popping it early. I don't know how much the actual time save is. It's not that significant, but make this jump. Sea Captain's hat. I'm going to equip it. And then we don't have a buff out. We're going to teleport away. Alright. So now that we teleported away, the Sea Captain's hat, again, it's a detour. Loses like 20 to 30 seconds. But it does give us extra endurance. And the extra endurance is so significant that it saves itself time over the course of the run. Ooh, a bunch of ghouls. You can die to a lot of enemies in this run, but it's not really that big of a deal. I think they've only had 1 soft lock of when you die on a load, and that was because 3 dogs at Good Neighbor spawned outside, which is very, very unlucky. So again, we are running over to Good Neighbor. Perfect time for donations. I mean, I'd hope there'd be a lot because, you know, this is literally the run for donations. At least there's, like I said, there's 3 perfect times for donations. This is again one of them. Oh, my toes sore. What the ow. Again, AP regeneration, notable. And we are discovering locations. Here's Green Tech, which is a very decent location to discover. We're going to make sure we discover this on the way. I've had runs where I don't discover it, and you lose like 40 seconds, so make sure that you discover the location before you leave. Yeah, nice. We discover Green Tech, and we're going to keep running. We're going to stop by this little opera place here. I believe it's an opera place. It looks like an opera place. It reminds me of an opera place. So I just assume that it is. I actually don't know what it is, because it's been a long time since I played this game somewhat casually. And it's got 2 things of note. It's got a mini nuke, which you'll know that, you know, is one of the most overpowered weapons in this game that we're going to pick up. And it's got a piece of armor that gives us extra endurance that we're going to pick up too, right here. And we're going to just equip this combat boots, which gives us extra endurance again over the vault suit that we were wearing. The mini nuke is very useful because it helps us kill enemies. I should probably mention that we're going to use the Fat Man a lot. The Fat Man is a very useful weapon. I don't have to explain that it's useful. You will see that it's useful. If you get lucky here, some super mutants can spawn in, but we didn't get lucky. And plus, your argument on whether or not it's lucky is depending on whether or not you want to kill them. I don't want to kill them. Usually I prefer them not to spawn in, because it's just a detour. Perfect. Right, pick up that stuff. Nice. Yes, mini nukes are small nuclear warheads that dispatch enemies in a very, very big radius. Very useful. So now we're in Good Neighbor. I'm going to do shopping. I'm going to do this as fast as I can. Probably try and explain my menu movement as we do it. Alright, so but first of all, we're going to do this simple thing that I explained here. Quick save, take all of her 5mm. Usually we shouldn't be able to pickpocket that, but because the game wasn't coded that well on release, we can just steal all of it. We're going to look for this, the left piece, and we're going to look for a biometric scanner. Perfect. I'm going to take this Fat Man and a mini nuke and run out. Alright, that's Good Neighbor done. That's our shopping section. We got a biometric scanner. We got ourselves some body armor. Now we have to equip things and put them on our hotkey tab. That is not a glitch, that's an exploit. We don't do anything out of the ordinary that would signify that that's a glitch. That's why people deemed it as such. Alright, so we equip the Fat Man and the laser rifle. We drop the minigun just for the sake of it. And we equip the quantum. Now we're gonna run. We gotta run to Park Street Station. If you know anything about this game, you will know that you'll know why we're going to Park Street Station. Park Street Station is basically where Nick Valentine is, and we need Nick Valentine to discover Kellogg. You don't need him to discover Kellogg, but, you know, it's the route that's fastest. Discovering Kellogg puts us in the location where we can get to the Institute, and then we can, you know, join the Institute and end the game. So now I'm just waiting for my AP to regen, so I can do one full sprint before we get to Park Street Station. Park Street Station, I believe, is the only vault we enter in this run. I think it is, yeah. Ooh, I'm close to dying. Nice. Got the heal here a bit. Again, there's another quantum here, as you can see. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Quantum, yoink. Thank you. We're going to run over here. I'm going to open this vault door. And this is where Nick Valentine is. This section has a bit of combat. Not yet, though. We are going to get to Nick. There's a lot of things I should probably explain as we go along. So first off, we don't want to be killing enemies here. If you kill enemies, it just aggroes them more, I believe, and it causes the next section to be a pain, and we don't want that. So we're purposely ignoring enemies. Then you jump over here to the left, go through this doorway. Everyone's going to be down here. And then what we're going to do here as we enter this section is we're going to wait purposely for the triggermen to spawn in. And we're going to kill them. We're going to kill 2 of them. If the second one spawns in. Okay, I'm going to trust that he does not screw me over. And we're good. Alright, so now we're going to grenade this guy, Dino. Dino. Gets killed. We're going to pick up the code from his body. Open this door. Oops. There we go.
Oh, Valentine.
So now we're talking to Valentine. He asks us why we found him. Again, talk to him about our child. I'm going to pick up this bobblehead because don't want people telling me I've missed the bobblehead like they always do. And then we're going to kill these 3 triggermen. Now what we're going to do here is wait. Yes. So this is the RNG part of the run. RNG in quotations because it's not actual RNG, it's a look. But whether or not you can wait here to skip Valentine along is based off of whether or not enemies have entered the area and are in combat with you. It's just, there's nothing you can really do to control it. Alright.
Nick.
So we talked to Nick to skip his dialogue. Not a glitch, it's an exploit. We're gonna enter this doorway, kill this guy. Hello, bye-bye. And then there should be a third one. There's 3 on both levels. Hello, bye-bye. Okay. Alright, nice. The enemy spawns there are kind of random, but they're not at the same time. They're very predictable. You just look at the compass to see where they are. We skip dialogue, skip time. Nick and Valentine moves up.
Nick.
There we go. And now we're just going to kill off Skinny Malone, who isn't very skinny. There is him and his gang. Grenade. You. Hello. They're dead. He's going to enter dialogue, talk to us about Skinny Malone, and we're just going to run away. And what this does, pretty much, is it's going to just advance the story, advance his quest line, without having to talk to him, which saves us time. Alright. Now we're going to fast travel to Sanctuary, and we're going to actually talk to Preston Garvey. Preston Garvey is very, very influential on this run. Again, another point where luck gets involved as to where he is. He can be close to the fast travel's point, he can be far away from it, he can lose his time. It's annoying. Yes, code. So here's Preston. Hopefully a Radroach doesn't come over and shoot him. Yes, a Radroach is going to shoot him.
J'ai vécu ici. Juste mon fils.
We talk to him. We tell him that our child got kidnapped. We need to find out where the Institute is. He's going to say he'll help us out.
Je me ferai un plaisir
Then
de
we'll
vous
tell him
aider.
we'll help him out. When we're not going to help him out. Spoiler alert, we're going to kill the people at that location. Don't want to ruin anything for you guys, but that's what's going to happen. we don't do a lot of good stuff towards the Minutemen. We join the Institute and we basically screw everyone over. It's kind of the nature of this run. Alright, Valentine's gonna talk.
J'étais là au bon
We're gonna
moment.
go through dialogue with him.
On se retrouve là-bas.
Tell him we'll meet him at Diamond City, which we're gonna do. For some reason, not going with him to Diamond City and just meeting him there is actually faster. And we're just gonna run along to Diamond City. And that's what we're gonna do. No, see, this is the thing, guys. Regardless of whether or not this part is spectated, I do want to have an explanation run for YouTube at least, as well. So, think of this as a YouTube video too, you know? Come on, chat. Don't make me have to respond to you, alright? Alright, so we're very close to Diamond City. What we're going to do here once our APU runs out is open up the level up spot, and we're going to level up Pickpocket and Toughness because they're very easy and fast to level up. That gives us extra toughness for a bit of safety, and Pickpocket for this guy who never likes me pickpocketing him first try. Nope, never does. Even though it's a 73% chance, we never get it. Very, very nice. It's a 74% chance, yeah. 74% chance, by the way. I believe they put a fake number up here. I don't believe this is actually a 74% chance. I believe they put up a fake number because it's a quest item, and they don't want you to get it this way. I could be wrong, but I do think it's not a genuine number. Alright, now we're gonna run to Nick Valentine's amazing office. But that could also just be a part of the problems that there is with pickpocketing. Pickpocketing on the first patch has a lot of problems. Alright. So, I'm gonna shoot Ellie Perkins to skip her dialogue, talk to her again because she forgot that we just shot her in the stomach. We're gonna skip her dialogue, and we're gonna talk to Mr. Valentine. We get out of the chair immediately, because, you know, we don't want to be sat in the chair.
Il y avait un homme et une femme.
I'm gonna skip this dialogue perfectly.
Vous pensez que
Making
c'est
sure to
l'Institut qui a
mention
fait
the Institute and Kellogg.
Quoi qu'il en soit, je dois retrouver Sean. L'un d'eux s'est approché de moi. Peut-être.
Alright. And then what we're gonna do, the reason why we took the Kellogg's house key is we're then gonna go to Kellogg's house and break in and find his secret stash of amazing drugs and guns. That's what we're gonna do. And that's the whole reason why we stole this. This is how you find out where Kellogg is, and you find out where he's gone to. Although we already know where he is, we don't gain access to his location until we've done this quest. Or at least this setup for the quest. This is where we get forced into meeting Dogmeat. So you notice how we ignored Dogmeat? We get forced into meeting him here. This is like the game's second attempt of making sure we didn't miss Dogmeat. But yeah. Pick up all this, anything that's useful, 10mm, take that as well. You notice that I pick up the Quantums again. AP management, you'll see it later on. Alright, we talked to Valentine. He's hopefully going to do his whistle. Yep. Then we leave. Alright, and now him and Dogmeat are going to have a discussion. Sorry, I'm a bit gassy. I don't know what Nick Valentine's doing, but that was very questionable. Nick Valentine's gonna then go to pet the dog.
Valentine.
You can pet the dog in this game. Wow, who would have known?
J'ai besoin de votre aide, Nick.
Alright. We want Valentine to come with us.
Vas-y, sens-moi ça.
It's useful. I don't know why it's useful, but it is.
Vas-y, mon grand. Conduis-moi jusqu'à Sean.
Once he woofs, we can leave. That's Diamond City done. Again, a sub 30-minute Diamond City is kind of what you want. This is actually a pretty good pace right now. Genuinely, this is actually on a pretty good pace right now. Potentially world record pace. But a sub 30 Diamond City is like optimal, to be honest. I don't have a buff out here. Usually if you had a spare buff out, you'd pop it right now. It'd make this entire running section faster. We don't have one. If you get really good RNG, you can get like 2 to 3 buff outs, and that's enough for the entire run. You can pick up buff outs, but it's not my style. Now, this is the second long-running section out of the 3, which means that this is a perfect time for donations. Sorry. Yes, another donation section. I promise there's only 3 of them. So there's Good Neighbor Kellogg, and then there's oh wait, no, there's 4, because there's TENPINES BLUFF. Yes, there's TENPINES BLUFF too. So there's 4, arguably 5, but I would say there's probably just 3 or 4. Most of the things you could just explain stuff during. But yeah, this is actually on good pace. I'm gonna try my best to maybe even PB this run, potentially. The current world record is 126.06, I believe, by Nikolai. My current PB is 126.23, which is 2nd place. Which I don't know I don't think it'll be my current PB as of the time I submit this video. Or at least when GDQ comes on, because I do plan on maybe snatching that world record. But I struggle to finish out runs, so probably not. Yeah. I've been requested by my chat to say honk twice, so I'm sorry. I have to do my duties. Honk honk. Now, as far as glitchless runs come along, most glitchless runs are quite like, you know, something. But this is actually kind of a refreshing glitchless run, in my opinion. There's quite a bit of combat. The end game is very hectic, and it's not too slow paced. Although right now it is pretty slow, but it does pick up once you get to the Institute. At least I think it does. But getting to the Institute takes like an hour. All right. So now we're into Kellogg's little base. We're gonna go talk to him. Yes, let's go down that route. We're gonna go talk to him. Kellogg's got some beautiful things to tell us about our child. We're gonna go have a nice little conversation about the future of this very country and what's gonna happen to it. Yes. As someone once said, this is the big guns check time. We got a dialogue check for big guns. Oh, our companion's in trouble. What a shame. So we're gonna go do a big guns check on Kellogg. If you've been noticing, I haven't been leveling up big guns. I might intentionally want to fail that big guns check. It is a very promising skill check, and it can alter the course of the run. So we might intentionally screw it up a bit. You never know. On the way there, I'm going to pull out my laser rifle, because laser rifle does a lot of damage, and we might get trapped by some of these simps. God damn it. And then we're going to pick up this quantum right here. These guys... Oh, I didn't block the way. Nice. Target like that. And then we're going to jump past those guys. Perfect. Absolutely amazing. This is what a good Kellogg section looks like until I messed it up there. Alright, we are going to pick up a few items here. This is just for creating the stuff later on, just in case we... Sometimes you don't have enough. Alright, now it's time for the examination of Kellogg. Oh, he's dead. Kellogg's dead. We take his stuff. Hopefully I don't get knocked out of this. Nice, only once. So now we get the quest about the Institute. We now know that the Institute exists. We have Kellogg's brain. We can access his memories. And that's the boring section of the run, which is coming up soon. Alright, so now that we've killed Kellogg and we took his items and left him in a pile of ash, like you normally do, we're going to leave this beautiful place. And we're going to help out those people with TENPINES BLUFF, like we said we would. So what we've got to do for TENPINES BLUFF is, this is probably the most like convoluted and boring part of the run, right here. We got to go help TENPINES BLUFF, so we got to build a base. We got to build him defenses. We got to help him with the raiders nearby. This is all to progress the Minutemen storyline. To progress the Minutemen storyline, again, like I said, we need to progress that until we are able to get to the Institute, and then we can ditch the Minutemen for the Institute. But until then, we have to help out TENPINES BLUFF, which is what we're going to go do now. Now, TENPINES BLUFF is quite a far way away. This is probably one of the 3 out of 4 running sections, I guess, but it's not really much of a running section. It's very short. I would argue and say that this is probably like a minute long. So yeah. Don't question why I just switched my weapons. I just like to have my laser rifle out. Laser rifle is not slow to run with, but it's nice to have out in case you come across some enemies. So, TENPINES BLUFF. I will note there's 2 people here. The reputation we have of one of them doesn't really matter. We just have to have a reputation with the leader. The leader is randomized, so it could be either of the 2. It's usually the one with a little box above their head, so we have to make sure we're in good reputation with them. And we do that by talking to them first. It's very particular. Okay. Perfect. Alright, so we helped out TENPINES BLUFF. Now, they're fine. Now we're going to go talk to Valentine out of his office. And what this does is it starts the quest to start the memory den. Which is where we start the good part of the run, I would argue. Yes, I went for incentives. So he's going to talk to Piper. We're going to go up here and look at this stim pack. Ooh, fusion cell. These are very useful stuff.
Salut Piper. Tu sais bien que toi et moi, on peut pas se passer l'un de l'autre. Il suffit d'un peu de malchance et voilà.
Moi aussi, je suis contente de te voir. Alors,
Hey,
vous
Sammy.
allez enfin me laisser participer à
On a besoin d'aide, Piper.
l'Institut? Ça fait plus d'1 an que j'enquête sur l'Institut.
C'est où?
So we're skipping this
C'est
dialogue.
vrai. Il pouvait sûrement.
Mais on sait.
C'est parce qu'il est mort.
Donc, un
He's going to tell us to go to
J'espère que vous ne vous trompez pas.
the memory den section,
Je sais que
which we already know where that is because we
crois
went
que
to
j'ai
Good
déjà-
Neighbor already,
Bien.
which is again
Je n'ai pas besoin de
good routing on the router's side. I can't remember who routed this run, honestly. I just know that one of the biggest influences for this current route is Snowcone Joy. Snowcone Joy found a lot of the modern route directions that we take, and a lot of like the small time saves. I can't remember who did the original route though, so I'll have to apologize on that end. But I think it probably was. I'm gonna say Tomato Angus. I'm probably wrong there though. But Tomato Angus did revolutionize the Fallout 4 speedrun community, so I am probably wrong, and I'm probably gonna get a bit of for that.
Docteur Amari.
Pardon.
Alright, we're talking to Dr. Amari.
On a besoin
She's
de
gonna go
votre
through
aide,
some
docteur.
dialogue, tell us
Je sais
about
qu'on
the
demande
memory
aussi
den
de
stuff.
l'Amari.
He's gonna talk to us, we're gonna blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. There's a lot of this, by the way. This run has a lot of this blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah.
Continuez, docteur.
Monsieur Valentine.
Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah
Merci
blah
beaucoup,
blah
Nick.
blah.
Vous me remercierez.
Skipping all of the dialogue so we don't have to talk to them. Then we pick up a few items here of use. Radex's Radaways. Nothing useful there. Buff out. All this stuff. Anything in here? One Radex. Great. 2 stim packs. And then we're going to bind our weapons. So we want this on. This is where we bind our drugs. Like I said, drugs are very useful in this run. Got 1 of them, and I want to bind that to 9. Perfect. Alright, so that's everything all set up. We're good. Now we just gotta wait for this dialogue.
Est-ce que vous vous sentez différent?
Je vois beaucoup de flash. Des images brouillées. Je ne distingue rien de précis, Doc.
C'est ce que je craignais.
Nick and Amari are conversing back to with each other about this.
L'Institut n'a pas pu
If anyone
s'empêcher de
speaks
poser
French, they'll probably understand
Dites-moi
what
que
they're
vous avez
saying.
une solution, docteur.
Laissez-
Ah.
Il
Ah.
fera
D'accord. Allons-y.
And then we're going to enter this nice little
Bon,
memory lounger.
un rendez-vous de l'autre côté.
And what essentially, if you don't know what actually happens in this story, it goes like this. There's I'd say there's 3 moments in the run, story-wise, that makes sense.
lancement de la migration des ondes cérébrales
Kellogg,
entre
we kill.
l'implant et l'autre.
We enter his
Activité
brain.
mnémonique en provenance de l'implant.
We find the
C'est
institute.
fragmentaire, mais
That's
on
it.
a quelque chose. On va vous
That's
plonger
the
dans
lore of
ce
this game.
tangible qu'on peut
I feel like I'm
trouver.
pretty
Il
sure
risque d'être
every
instable.
single playthrough has to go through those things. You have to kill Kellogg, you have to go into his brain, and you have to get to the institute before you can end the game.
Vous m'entendez?
So every single playthrough will have these
La
3
simulation
sections.
semble fonctionner, bien que la plupart des souvenirs soient incomplets.
Yeah. That's after you get to the institute is when the real choices start taking place. And one of the most interesting parts of this game, which a lot of people don't experience, if you have Nick Valentine as a companion, you'll slowly notice that Nick Valentine starts to go insane because he's actually transferred the memories from Kellogg during this process, which I actually find very interesting. I don't think a lot of people experience that because Nick Valentine is arguably one of the worst companions in this game. I would say so, at least. So a lot of people ditch him the moment they get him. But yeah, it's a small little thing that I like in this game that they added. Now I'm gonna go for a quick break here. Gonna go wash my hands and you know, just stretch my legs real quick because you know it's a bit healthy and I should probably do that. Get some water, stretch my legs. Usually, if I was at GDQ, I obviously wouldn't be taking a break here. But, you know, this isn't GDQ. And I might as well go stretch my legs and take a sip of water and be healthy, you know? So, again, this is essentially just walking through Kellogg's memories. Kind of gives you a recap of the story. I'm not going to talk about it too much because a lot of the lore is kind of hidden away and I don't want to spoil things. But let me just say that this section is a bit deceiving as to what actually happens. Alright, I'm gonna go to wash my hands and drink some water and stretch my legs.
C'est votre fils? Ce souvenir a l'air très récent. C'est une bonne nouvelle, je dirais.
Enfin, je dis pas qu'elle a raison, mais... C'est le maire. Il va vraiment être furieux cette fois. J'aurais sûrement bien fait.
Kellogg.
C'est bon. Un jour, quelqu'un va te faire sauter la cervelle si tu continues de débarquer sans prévenir.
Je suis censé limiter mon contact avec les civils au maximum.
Oublie ce que j'ai dit. Alors, quel est le problème urgent cette fois?
J'ai de nouveaux ordres pour toi. L'un de nos scientifiques a quitté l'Institut.
Quitter? C'est-à-dire?
C'est un traître. Il s'agit du docteur Brian Virgil. On sait qu'il se cache quelque part dans la mer luminescente. Voilà son dossier.
Merde, il y a des têtes qui vont tomber. Je le capture et le ramène ou je l'élimine?
Il faut l'éliminer. Il travaillait sur un projet classé top secret.
Sans blague. Une des grosses têtes de biosciences? Merde. Bon. Je suppose que tu vas ramener le gamin.
Affirmatif. Ta seule mission est de trouver Virgile et de l'éliminer.
Vous allez me ramener chez mon papa?
Oui. Viens à côté de moi et ne bouge pas.
D'accord.
X688. Prêt pour accès avec Sean.
Au revoir, monsieur Kellogg. J'espère qu'on se reverra un jour.
Salut.
Il se téléporte. Je comprends mieux. Personne n'a jamais trouvé l'entrée de l'Institut parce qu'il n'y a pas d'entrée.
Alright.
Je vais vous faire sortir.
So we just discovered that the Institute are actually using teleportation to get in and out, and that's the reason why nobody was able to find it. If you don't actually know where the Institute is, it's actually underneath the Institute of Technology, I believe it is, in the game. Yes, Sammy.
Allez-y doucement, d'accord?
Alright,
Je ne sais
so we're
pas
done
quelles
talking to
effets
Dr.
secondaires
Amari,
cette procédure.
and we'll never see her again,
C'était une grande première.
because we don't side with the appropriate faction. Alright, so we leave. We're going to make our way to the Glowing Sea, which is the last main donation incentive part of the run where you can read out donations. This is like the last major one. And this is where all of our saved up quantums and buff out come in useful. As we run all of the way across to the southwest corner of the map to talk to a nice guy called Virgil, who is a very big green super mutant. We're gonna go talk to him, and he's gonna do he's gonna tell us about the Institute. He's gonna tell us how to create a teleporter pad to get there. We're gonna use the railroad to decode that teleporter pad, and then yeah, we're good. But on our way there, we are gonna do one notable thing that I will point out. We're gonna pick up another mini nuke. Goodness. And that mini nuke is going to be picked up in a very unorthodox fashion, in my mind. And you'll see. This was a very cool find because we always struggled with having a very limited amount of mini nukes. So actually picking one up from this super mutant you're about to see was a nice find. I can't remember who found this. I believe it was Snowcone Joey. I can't remember. Maybe I did. I don't know. It's a long time ago. Thanks, Sammy. Alright. We're gonna crouch here, pull out our gun, F4, shoot him, he's dead. Now we're gonna pick up the mini nuke from him. There we go. That's how you get a mini nuke. And it apparently was at the Glitchless Fallout 4 speedruns didn't have big enough brains to figure out that there's an actual mini nuke on that guy and that killing him would give us a mini nuke. And instead we did things like look around for them. Now, as you noticed, it's daytime. It's just turned daytime. That's a very, kind of important thing. This run is routed to the point where it just turns daytime as you're running to Virgil. The reason for that is we picked up a perk at the start of the run that increases our AP points when it's daytime. So we intentionally want to do the running sections during the day. That's what we do. There are a few running sections that occur during the night, but they're very small and very limited, and generally don't matter. We pop our Radix, because we're about to end the extremely radiated area. So we need 4 Radixes total for this run, 2 for the Glowing Sea running section, and another 2 for picking up the basically nuclear reactor inside of the Institute later on in the run. If we don't get the 2 Radixes necessary for that section, we can just pick up an outfit, which is a safe strat that loses 20 seconds. No biggie. Like I said, there's a lot of backup strats that don't lose that much time. Yes. So yeah. For some reason, our character is able to pick up an entire reactor like it's nothing. Very easy stuff. Again, you'll notice, I'll point out, our AP management is on point. We're going to wait until it gets low and then pop another one of these beautiful quantums. Our character is just running, drinking quantums on the go. Helps regenerate our AP. Let's just run from one end of the map to the other. We are coming up to where Virgil is. There's one thing we have to be wary of. There's a Deathclaw that hangs out outside of his cave. We can actually avoid fighting him by running around. It's... You can mess it up, and if you do mess it up, that's probably one of the times where you probably want to reset. I will make a quick save just before, just in case, but it's very hard to mess. I don't think I've messed it up. I've messed it up once, I think. But that was an 90%, not a glitchless. And I think that was because I did something wrong. Alright. We got to the Sea of Adam. I believe this is the Sea of Adam. Crater of Adam. My bad. Oops. And we're just going to keep heading southwest. Virgil is a quite far distance away. I'm going to do a backup strat here, just because I don't want to mess around later on in the run, and I want to actually get a very consistent biometric scanner. So I'm going to run over here to pick up this biometric scanner, which we don't usually do, but yeah. You don't usually do that. Usually you'll just farm it later on, but that's leaving the run down to the beautiful thing known as RNG, and I don't want to do that because I don't want to spend 30 seconds trying to spawn in a a biometric scanner. Basically, if you don't get the biometric scanner from the shopping store, you want to try and spawn it on one of the turrets. Turrets have a very high chance of spawning it in, but it's also, you know, leaving something to good luck, which I don't want to do. The shopping store obviously is good neighbor. That's what I'm referencing. Right, you'll hear that Deathclaw. You won't attack us. You're around. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Couldn't have done it better myself. Now we're gonna go talk to Virgil. He's over here. Very, very beautiful man.
Calmez-vous.
Alright.
Je ne mens pas.
We're just gonna skip dialogue with this guy.
Je sais que vous en faisiez partie.
He's gonna tell us. Basically, we're gonna converse about the Institute. He's gonna tell us we're stupid. It's a lot of fluff dialogue. He's just gonna him telling us we're stupid and blah blah blah. He tells us why the Institute is bad. Then we tell him we find out about the teleporter. He's like, I don't want to help you. And we're like, there's got to be something you want. And he's gonna be like, oh, there's a serum that can make me a human. And then we're gonna be like, oh, we're gonna totally help you out if we get that. Which we don't, by the way, because lol. And that's it. So we leave. Now let's go kill the Corsa. Get the Corsa chip. Yay! That's what we're gonna be doing. No, done. Alright. Green Tech Genetics. That's the glowing sea done. I don't actually know if I'm behind now, so the rest of this run is going to be a nice surprise as to see if I PB or not. I hope nothing goes wrong. We're on good pace. I know we are. I can feel it in my bones. Alright, Corsa time. Now, the Corsa has a few things I need to be wary about that can go wrong. This is the most common death spot in the entire run, I would say. But if you play it slow, you usually should be fine. The only reason why this is a very popular death spot is there's a lot of missile launchers going off. And we've got to be very, very careful not to die. Killing the Corsa is easy though. Yeah, it's the reason why we pick up all of the mini nukes. Jump around those guys. Ooh, the health's already low. Nice. I'm gonna sit in here and let my HP regenerate, which is pretty bad, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Disarm that. Throw a grenade over there. That's gonna hit 2 people. Yes, nice. And that basically kills the person that's got the missile launcher. We need that missile launcher, so we're gonna pick that up. I'm gonna run around here, run over to the missile launcher. Should be, nope, this one. And we're gonna make this jump first try. Nice. That jump, I've messed it up a couple of times and it's kind of scary, but we got it first try. Nice. And now let's go make our way to the Corsa and have a nice conversation with him like we did with Kellogg. Discuss our current situation. Like we always do. The enemies that we do mini-nuke in this run, enemies that we could kill under normal circumstances, but it's just faster to just mini-nuke them because the mini-nuke just one-shots pretty much everything. Here I'm going to pull it out, open this, boom, he's dead. Well, we also killed some good people, but, you know, a willingly good sacrifice for the cause. Alright, Corsa, take all his items, pick up this mini-nuke, here, which is right next to another fat man. Very conveniently placed by the game's devs, by the way. There we are. Now we're going to go join the railroad. Now, the railroad is going to help us out decoding the thing Virgil gave us. This is very, very important. I got to make sure that the railroad stays on my good side. And the only way to do that is to do another speech check with them. So, fingers crossed it goes well. Like I said, if you got extra buff out, this is like the perfect section to pop them, because you just sprint to the end. Because I went for the backup strat with the biometric scanner, we might actually save time. I don't know if the backup strat for the biometric scanner actually loses time. I think we should just do it in normal runs as it is. Alright. Okay, so the railroad is just over here next to this church, which we're going to go over to. I forgot what the name of the church is. I'm going to guess the Northeast Church. I don't know what it's called. I've forgotten. It's a North something church. Oh, my bad. Old North Church. I was close, alright? We're going to pull out our nice little Kellogg's pistol. The Kellogg's pistol is very OP. Very, very OP. Against non-armored enemies. And you'll see why. We're going to use it to, like, one-shot some ghouls here. 2 ghouls, to be precise. And then we're going to unlock the railroad. We're going to talk to them, discuss our current situation, make sure that they understand our reasonings, and then move on with our decoded corset chip. Nice. So, here's the railroad. 1 A I L R O A. Any of you guys that are literally adept? Literally? I don't know. You'll know that I just spell out. No, I just quick loaded. Oops. I pressed F5 instead of F4. Oopsie. Alright, we're gonna go back to this. Okay. This run was on world record pace until then. That's unfortunate. This is actually on world record pace. Yikes. Okay. Despite the fact that we lost like 10 seconds. At the start. Yeah, that's lost us like 40 seconds. That's like the entire run gone now. Yeah, that's just marathon luck, dude. What can I say? Alright, so railroad. I shouldn't have been so cheeky, to be honest. That's what? Okay, never mind. Apparently I can't spell. Yeah, this is just RNG manipulation. The classic, you know? Alright, F4! I don't even know why I F4 there, because I never missed this shot. Okay, we talk to the railroad. They're all dead. You should come out. We kill him. He's dead too. Nice. We run past you two, and then we go discuss our current situation with the people inside. Hey, we did it. Right. We don't need radexes, I don't think. Do I need radexes? Oh wait, did I already pick up a biometric scanner? Oh, I'm so stupid. I think I already did, didn't I? Alright, we go into this. We decode this. Perfect. So that's the Corsa chip decoded. We got the Corsa chip from the Corsa, we decoded it, we get the location of the Institute. Bam, 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 bam. Now we just need to build a teleporter and we're done. That's us finished. Ooh, we just teleported. Nice. That's not a glitch, that's an exploit. That doesn't invalidate the run. Now, obviously if this is on world record pace, I would have reset, but that's the good thing about Fallout 4 is there's a lot of auto saves and you do quick save a lot during the run, so losing time like this isn't going to ruin a run at a marathon. I am very, very confident that I could complete this run under the time that I assigned to it. It'll be in real time. I'll have to do the working out, the hackerman's math, obviously. But I think the estimate would probably be like 2 hours real time, probably something like that. Alright. So now we're going to go back to Virgil. Simply going to talk to him. I'm going to take another mini nuke that Virgil's got in his cave for some reason. Alright. Now, yeah, I'm trying to think about backups. The backup strats, again, like the biometric scanner, we would... So here, you see those two little turrets? We usually farm those for the...
J'ai le code.
We usually farm those for the biometric scanners. That's leaving the run down to a bit of luck.
Bien.
But I wouldn't want to do that at a marathon.
Je
Which
sais
is
que
why I
ça va
picked up
marcher.
the preset located
J'ai la
biometric
situation
scanner.
bien en main.
After we're done talking to Virgil, comes the teleportation split. I am very bad at the teleportation split because I can't build in this game. I'm going to hope that I nail it. We'll see. Also, you'll notice that when I'm in loading screens, I'll spam F3. Although you don't get character control straight away, you can still pull up the Pip-Boy, which is quite cool. So when I'm usually going for a loading screen, I'll spam F3 to open up the map. Alright. Now, he's in a very bad spot, but that's fine. I kind of expect him to be. Usually he is in a bad spot, and you don't expect him to be in a good spot. He's always in this river taking a nice little dip.
J'ai
I
besoin
don't
de
want to
votre
be
aide
taking
pour comprendre
radiation
ces plans.
damage. There we go.
Pour fabriquer un intercepteur de
This is
signal.
perfect.
L'Institut? Vous êtes dingue.
So this is again
Ils ont
another
enlevé mon
bunch
fils.
of fluff dialogue. The game forces you to talk to him
J'ai eu
about
des ennuis. Cette
about
colonie
things
où
that
j'ai
you don't
dû
want to
aller
talk about. Oh,
ne
I'm in
va
a
pas
bad
se rallier
spot
à
here.
notre cause.
C'est vraiment dommage. On ne peut pas...
This is a very bad spot. No, I'm gonna take a lot of radiation
Je
damage.
pensais que vous attendiez. Votre groupe venait de Quincy.
Oh yeah, we failed the quest.
J'étais dans le groupe
That
de
quest doesn't matter.
Police. On a été... on a-
He's gonna tell us about another
Tant que vous
location.
baisserez pas
I'm
les
not
bras.
joking.
Je ne vais
He's
pas-
gonna he's literally
Venant de
going
vous,
to mark
ça me
another
touche beaucoup.
location on our map right now
Mhm.
as we speak,
D'accord.
Parfait.
Ok.
which is great.
Là- ah, si vous...
Ah.
On m'a...
And he's gonna lock up. He always locks up here.
Je vais l'indiquer sur votre...
And then we're gonna skip the dialogue,
Salut.
talk to him again. Now he talks to us about the machine,
L'Institut utilise un
to the
téléporteur
Institute,
Un télé...
Bien.
Si quel-
and then we're gonna fast travel to Sanctuary. Now we need to talk to Sturgis. Sturgis is gonna tell us, basically he's gonna decode both of the schematics we have, and let us build the teleporter. Luckily he's right to our right here.
Preston m'a dit que
If
vous
you ever
parlez
get
cette
into
tête.
dialogue with people, you just shoot them.
Tenez.
It solves the problem.
Ok. Bien.
He's gonna tell us, oh, you can
Je
build
tiens
this
ça
here,
dans-
blah blah blah, pick a spot.
Beau travail, Sturgis.
Good job, Sturgis. Take this, put this down, talk to you again.
Eh, Sturgis.
Now comes the meat of the building section.
Oui. Je peux pas. Merci, Sturgis.
Let me do this.
Je m'y mets tout de suite.
Oh god. So we're gonna build just enough power to fuel these things. Like this. That should work. We wait a
Yes,
couple of
Sturgis.
seconds because we don't want Sturgis to... Nope, never mind.
Je n'ai pas le temps.
He asked us anyways.
Tout est ok de mon côté.
Usually you wait like
Quand
1
faut
to
y
2
aller.
seconds there and he won't ask you to do work, but I got very unlucky again. This run is luck based.
Vous hésitez. Je peux pas vous en vouloir.
My Fallout 3 runs earlier went really good. I got a PB by about 6 seconds, so... what I'm doing right now, by the way, in case anyone's wondering, is I'm doing GDQ submission videos, because I wasn't planned for GDQ this year, which is my bad. So, we're doing some last-ditch recording videos. This runs on good pace. We lost like 40 seconds, not so great, but this is still pretty decent pace. Definitely second place pace. Not PB place, but pace, but like top 3 place. Pace place. Yeah. So you want to be in the teleportation split before 59 minutes. About 58, 40? Oh, my sub notifications are coming through. Oops.
Come to America.
Oh no. I turned off my sub notifications, but apparently not good enough. Yes, my plan is to come to America. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna make our way down. Now we're in the Institute. This is where the run gets meaty. And when I mean meaty, there's quite a bit of skips and there's not much donation reading time. Except from now. You could read donations now. We're just going down. That's all we're doing. Oh, look at those beautiful guys down there. Absolutely. Oh, so beautiful. I love this location. The Institute is, in my opinion, the best location in any Fallout game. A lot of people argue with me on that one, but I absolutely love the Institute. It's probably the only good location in Fallout 4, but that's arguable. You know, I don't know. I don't know if people would agree with me on that one. No, I like the glowing sea too. Alright, so as you can see, we didn't really stop at that point because we need to go down here to talk to our little wee son, who's called Father, which is very confusing game-wise because I always thought he was my dad for some reason. Nice. So, we're gonna go up. Alright. Now, oh my goodness, it's Sean! It's our child! It's Sean!
Sean. C'est moi.
I'm so glad we found you, Sean.
C'est moi. Ça va aller.
Ha ha ha. You just got debated. Ha 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 ha. You just got That's not actually Sean. It's an synth.
Sean. S923. Code de rappel Cyrus. Fascinant.
Now we're gonna skip Father's dialogue.
Rendez-moi Sean.
Father's gonna talk to us about how he's actually our child and not our father. Very confusing stuff. I don't know why they called him Father and not Sean. It's like the devs of this game really wanted to confuse you and pull on your brain strings.
Alors, cette expérience.
Alright, so he's talking. It's really you. Then we're going to disagree with him and tell him we don't want to talk to him anymore. And he's going to tell us to talk to the amazing scientists at the Institute.
Je ferai tout ce qu'il faut.
Alright, nice. So we're going to talk to
Salut,
Ali.
Doc.
This will not be the last time we talk to Ali.
Je voulais juste retrouver
Yeah,
mon
I understand
fils
that it's a
et le
plot twist, but, you know, they could rename the character
Absolument.
after you find out the plot twist to make it a bit less confusing.
Ça doit être un sacré défi de fournir
So,
un
we talk to the
pareil
scientists until they are satisfied. So, it's about 2 to 3 dialogue options for each. This guy actually has the most, I believe. I think he has like 4 dialogue options to go through.
Docteur.
This is again the last time we talk to this guy. We don't talk to him. No, we don't. We do talk to him actually. We talk to him when we go in the meetings.
Vous ne
What,
reculez
that's
devant.
amazing.
Je ne sais pas comment je vais trouver ma place ici. Bien. Vous avez parlé de soins médicaux.
Nice medical
Je
care.
pourrais en avoir besoin.
Nice. So there's 4 scientists in general. There's Ali. There's that guy. There's the combat scientist, which we're going to talk to last, and then there's a nice little scientist from the game Fallout 3 that everybody loves, that goes by the name of Dr. Lee. Dr. Lee is probably... I think there's like 2, 3 recurring characters in this game.
Docteur.
There's Dr. Lee, and then there's the Mayor of...
Ne vous en faites pas.
The Mayor
Je vais
of
bouger.
Little Lamplight that's in this game as well.
Merci. Ok. Je veux un
Again,
rapport
skipping
détaillé des
dialogue, you haven't
activités de
really
votre
witnessed it
division.
yet. McCready, that's the name. You haven't really experienced it yet, but when you skip dialogue too fast, some of the characters can lock up, and that can lose like 6 seconds each. That is, again, RNG, pretty much. It's not RNG, I need to stop saying that because it's actually not... It's look-based. Look-based. Alright, you gonna block me? No, nice. Yes.
Doc.
Yeah, Sierra's in this game too, the quantum lady. Yep, see this guy locked up.
Aucun problème. Je pense qu'il vaut...
I don't think it's DLC based, Joe. Could be wrong.
Je sais me défendre. J'aimerais
Alright, now we fast travel to the
en
Institute.
savoir plus sur
Now
le
we can start the Institute questline. Just like that. So now we are technically on good terms with the Institute. We can fast travel to and from the Institute. And then we can start doing things like reclaiming synths and doing Bunker Hill. Bunker Hill is a pretty good split. I can explain a nice new trick that was found. by one of our newest runners, Nikolai.
Vous avez une technologie que je n'aurais jamais
But we're not there
imaginée.
just yet. So he's going to tell us to go reclaim a
Si les
synth.
synthétiques sont doués d'intelligence.
This is, again, the game's attempt to get us to be integrated into the various factions of this game. Mostly the Raiders. The Raiders have the location on lockdown. So, again, if we had an extra buff out, this is where we'd pop it. We don't have an extra buff out, which is very unlucky. So, feels bad, man. But we are going to pop some... I do think I should have another quantum. Maybe I do. No, we don't. We don't have a buff out, and I don't think we have a quantum. But we are just going to run over to the east here. In the course over to the east, as you can see, there's a Brotherhood of Steel blimp. We're going to discover the airport as well. The airport is going to be a nice fast travel point that speeds up the end of the game a lot and makes it faster. Which is perfect. Cool. This is where the arguable donation reading time could come in. I say arguable because it's not that long, but you could probably get like 2 to 3 donations in here. You know. But this is probably the last time in the entire run where you could do such thing. I don't have any quantums. Great. Like I said, resource management is very important in this run. Being able to manage your resources and your AP management and stuff like that. It's very crucial, and yeah, it saves a lot of time. Just being able to have high endurance so your AP is higher, so it drains slower. Yeah. Alright, so we want to get up there. There's a couple of bad guys up there, but there's the synth that we need to reclaim. This synth is an escapee from the Institute. We need to go redeem him. And we're going to do that using Kellogg's pistol. Now, there's a very cool event that can happen here. There's a guy with a mini nuke that can fire it at us.
Hey.
I hope it happens because it's pretty cool. My radiation is so bad. Yeah. No. No. Oh, no. I wanted to go quick save, but I fumbled. Alright, quick save. Pop that. There we go. No, no mini nuke. Ah, that's unfortunate. Perfect. Cool. So now we are here, X6, who we're supposed to meet up with, that we didn't, because, you know, why would we meet up with him? Talks to us, we ignore him, we move on, we kill these 2 guys, and then we leave.
Gamma 7-1 Epsilon.
Perfect. Alright, so now that we're done with that, this is where we get the introduction to the Institute in general. We are now technically sided with the Institute. I believe this is where we get technically sided with the Institute because we get our location here. We technically get our own bed and stuff. So now we are sided with the Institute. We're no longer with the Railroad, we're no longer with the Minutemen. We are no longer with Virgil. We don't actually talk to Virgil ever again, despite the fact that we promised him a serum. We don't give it to him because it's a waste of time. Alright, he's going to tell us he's giving us a quarters, we're going to run over. By the end of this run, spoiler alert, but by the end of this run, we do actually end up being the leader of the Institute. And let's just say Sean doesn't get a very good ending in this run. Not a very good ending indeed. We're going to take those 5 stim packs. 5 stim packs aren't necessary, you can just ignore them if you want to, but again, safety strats. Yeah, we do level up on the way back here, which regenerates our AP, which is a useful mechanic, but we don't really use it that much in this run. Now we're going to talk to Sean, and we're going to do Bunker Hill. Now, Bunker Hill has probably one of the coolest new strats that I would argue is probably one of the coolest strats in the entire run. And I'm going to show you it. This was found by Nikolai. It was theorized by Joy, if I remember correctly, but Nikolai found that it was useful, and Nikolai also found the right setup for it that we use, which is very, very cool. I don't have my chat hidden. I can read chat right now. Don't worry. Bunker Hill. Now, this is pretty precise, so I'm going to need the audience to be a bit quiet while I set this up, please. Thank you. Alright, I need quiet from the audience, please. Oh, make the jump. Okay. That should hit. And what we're essentially doing here... Yes. So what we essentially did there is we just killed the synth that we're supposed to meet up with. And by killing him, we skip the entire quest. Technically, we choose the railroad ending for the quest. Technically, because we freed the synths at Bunker Hill. But by just killing the synth... we freed the synths at Bunker Hill, which is part of the railroad quest. But because we killed the synth we're supposed to meet up with... Very confusing choice of words. Because we kill the Corsa we're supposed to meet up with... it skips the dialogue. It skips everything. It skips the entire quest. And our dad doesn't care that we chose the railroad road ending. He doesn't care. I do know what I'm talking about, Hasselhoff. Railroad. Alright. I'm getting tons of honks redeemed in my chat right now. But I can't do them. Alright, we're gonna talk to Dad. By shooting him.
Ce n'est pas si mal. Bien. Tous les deux. Ils m'ont aussi laissé la vie sauve.
We're gonna talk to him. He's gonna tell us that he hasn't been outside in a while. Turns out, by the way, that Dad's the one that freed us from Vault 111 at the start of the game. That was him. And not Kellogg. Or not a malfunction. It was actually our dad that freed us. Which is a very cool plot twist. Alright, then we fast travel back to the institute. Now we have a very cool meeting with our father, which is awesome. Our son, not father. I keep getting them mixed up. It's actually our son, but I keep thinking it's my dad. Because the game calls him father. Oh, it's so irritating. I hate it. Alright. We're gonna speak with our child. And then we're gonna join this amazing meeting that he's got going on. Oh, apparently my Alright, sweet. Quick save. We wait. He gets here. We're gonna leave because why the hell do we want to listen to this? I don't want to listen to my dad's insidious plans. Lol. We're gonna go leave, and then we enter this suit, the Iron Man suit. My son. Oh my goodness. My son is my dad, okay? It's confusing. You guys wouldn't get it. Stop talking to me, Julia. God damn it. Alright, so now we're gonna talk to our dad. He's very disappointed in us and very annoyed because we refused to actually talk to him. But because he's a nice guy, he forgets about it almost 2 seconds later. The game does a lot of this. Like, we intentionally piss off the faction that we're siding with, but then he forgets that we pissed him off like 2 seconds later, and we are able to continue the game. Yes. Oh, is Ali talking to me? Why are you talking to me? So, we get down here to Ali. She's going to tell us to go to Mass Fusion, which is why we're in the suit right now. You'll see why. The power armor becomes very useful for one specific thing. There's only one reason to have this. Sorry, I keep messing up my words. We only have one reason to have this power armor, and that's for a nice little skip we're going to do. What we're going to do is, because if you know anything about this game, you'll know that the power armor actually negates fall damage. We're going to jump off the big tower that is Mass Fusion. And that is not a glitch. That is actually a game mechanic, an intentional game mechanic. And we are just using it for our own devices, dude. It's not a glitch. It's not a glitch. This is actually a game mechanic that was put in the game on purpose. Alright. This is where we choose to be with the Institute. So we fail every other faction now. I believe at this point, we can't side with anyone else. I wonder what level we finished this run at. I think it's like level 16, 17? I could be wrong. Alright, so we run inside. We're gonna go take 2 very important key cards. We only need 1 of them, but we pick up both, just, yeah. Because you spammy. We drop down here. Oh no, I'm gonna die! Got him. And that's the entire point of the power armor. That's its only use, ever, in the entire speedrun, is for that. And it saves us a lot of time. Now we're gonna go take ourselves a nice nuclear reactor, because why not? Yes, that's the so-called superhero landing. I could show you the backup strat here, but I believe this run could actually technically PB, so I'm gonna keep going with it because I don't know what my actual comparison is. I don't know. My PB was pretty bad, so right. But the backup strat's in here. In that room behind this, there's a radiation suit that you can just pick up, and it just stops you from taking radiation damage. So I pop 2 Radexes. Oh, I'm like 50 seconds behind. Okay, never mind. And then we pop 1. Oh, I don't have a rad away. Uh-oh. This is bad. We could die here. Oh no. Oof. Oh. That was so close. I don't like that. Right, we pop our Psycho that we picked up, and we pull out our nice little fat man. We're gonna run over here. And we gotta clear out some enemies. We're gonna do them as fast as we can. Quick save here before this one. Wait for that guy to come out. Nice. So this is all the enemies cleared out of mass fusion, which would usually be a lot of combat. But because we're really good at the game, we can just use our overpowered weapons. And then we leave. Did Nate say a bad word? No! I'm sorry for that, dude. I officially apologize on Nate's behalf for his bad choice of words. Alright, thanks, Serena. Okay, so we're done with mass fusion. Bon voyage. Auf Wiedersehen. We can leave. Then it becomes the last 3 sections of the run. 4 sections of the run. Which is about 20 minutes away now. There's not much of the run left. There is a lot of loading screens, though. It's like one of the big problems of this game. The amount of loading screens is insane. Yeah, there's only 4 splits left. So we gotta talk it out. Go to not Rivet City, Diamond City. Yeah. There's not much left. So we're gonna go back to Ali. She's over here. We're gonna discuss what happened with Ali. She's gonna tell us, good job, go see your son/dad.
Docteur Filmar.
Yes, we go to DC. And then we're gonna travel back to the Institute. Now we're gonna talk to our pappy! I mean son! Pappy son. Very weird choice of words. He is in his bedroom. This is when you start to find out that your dad's not doing too well because people talk to him about, you know, his health, but we're a bit naive and we choose to ignore it because we want to complete the speedrun. Right. So mass fusion's done. Now he wants us to go. Basically, one of the Institute members has went a bit crazy. We need to go talk to him. We're not going to talk to him. We're not going to help him out. We're going to intentionally fail the speech checks because it saves 13 seconds. If you succeed the speech checks, no, it's not the end of the day. It's not the end of the run. It's just time loss. But first of all, we've got to deal with a few people that are outside, so we're going to pull out this bad boy and do this. Oh no. He's running over here, which is perfect. My gun can come out. There we go. Alright. So that's cleared out. Now we're gonna simply talk to you. Shoot him to skip his first line of dialogue. Usually, when you talk to someone, the first line of dialogue is skippable by shooting them. But that's not always the case. Sometimes it can mess up their entire AI, or sometimes it just is skippable dialogue as is. Right, we're gonna hopefully fail both these speech checks. Hopefully fail both.
Calmez-vous.
Non, je connais.
Et du calme.
Please fail. Nice.
Ça suffit. Fermez-la et écoutez-moi.
Right, nice. So, by failing both those speech checks, we just leave. And because the game really wants us to progress, even if we fail, the game just progresses anyways. And it says, okay, you messed up, it's fine, continue. So now we're gonna go talk to our dad. I'm gonna deliver a nice, beautiful speech, which is not intimidating at all. And that is gonna continue the game.
Fiston.
It's our son.
C'est vraiment gratifiant.
I'm pretty happy with this run though. This run hasn't had a lot of lockups and is pretty decent. Again, my PB is at 126.23.
Voilà des années que vous soupçonnez
and the
que
world record is
l'Institut
126.06 as of this day. I do plan on beating the world record, so I don't know if my PB will be 126.26. I don't know what my PB is, but I believe I'm going to improve it by the time GDQ comes along. So. We're nearly done talking here. Dad's over there. Dad, son. I keep forgetting. Now, we fast travel to Diamond City Market. And what we're doing here is we're going to try and fix this radio station. We're going to use it as our broadcast message point. And what that's going to do is help the railroad out. Then by the time we get back, they're installing the new nuclear reactor, and then we get the game. Pretty much. Alright. Easy. So that's supposed to be a puzzle, but it's got nothing on Resident Evil, to be honest. It's a very, very basic puzzle. Alright, Dad should be over here. Also, I should talk about that jump. That jump is actually a bit difficult to do. It doesn't look hard, but the way the jumping mechanics in this game works is the jumping mechanics in this game are a bit floaty and a bit hard to control, I would say. They're not very consistent, not in first person. That jump is easy in third person, but I don't like it myself. Yeah. So, I do that jump in first person. Now we're gonna go talk to our son, called Father. And we're gonna talk about putting in the reactor. He's gonna tell us, you know, oh, you did a good job, son, yay! Put this in, leave, turn it on. Spam tab. Put away our weapon. I'm not gonna commentate on this because there's nothing to say. We're just skipping dialogue by punching our son slash dad.
J'ai fait du bon travail, hein.
Alright. Nice. Now we run off and we are going to simply leave. By the time we fast travel to the Institute, we are going to be the leader of the Institute. Yay. Pretty cool. The reason why this is because our dad is no longer able to continue, and instead of having one of his senior members become the leader, he's just gonna let his son, his dad, who walked in like 2 days ago, become the new leader of the Institute, because why not? That's, you know, that's apparently how the Institute is ran, is you just become the new leader of the Institute after 2 days, because you didn't even help them out, and you failed a couple of quests, and you killed a couple of the Institute members, but whatever. Right. Now we're going to turn on the dialogue camera, which we obviously don't have on. Dialogue camera is going to be useful here because there's multiple people talking to us and we can't line them up because we have to stay seated. So by turning on the dialogue camera, we can spam all this dialogue away and it's faster.
Je suis d'accord. Frappons vite et fort.
Comme vous êtes. On aimerait avoir.
La plus grande force de l'Institut, ce sont
Yes, you could say that's how the real world works in corporate. True. We're going to wait here for an hour. We're going to switch the... No, actually, I'm going to keep the dialogue camera on. I don't want to turn it off. Keep the dialogue camera on. Drop down. Let's go talk to our son. This is the last time we talk to him. So say goodbye, chat.
C'est la seule façon d'assurer la sécurité.
Say goodbye. Next time we meet him, he's 20 meters away and in our iron sights.
Quelle que soit la nature de
You'll see
cette
what I
menace.
mean when you watch the end of this run.
Tu as raison. Il faut prendre les... Si on peut les battre maintenant.
I guess there could be an incentive here as to what we end the game with. What type of weapon we use. That could be an incentive, I guess. Like, we could use a flare gun. We could use the Kellogg's pistol, the laser rifle. We could use the missile launcher, dude. There's a lot of weapons we can use to end the run. And you'll know what I mean when you see it. Does anyone know how far behind world record I am?
Sean a dit que c'était le moment.
Ah. Bon, Dr. Horman, par ici, c'est le moment.
Quoi? Je travaille toujours sur le code envoyé par la division de robotique. L'algorithme ne ressemble à
About 2
rien.
hours.
On est encore loin d'un résultat optimal.
Malheureusement, on n'a plus le temps. Allons-y. On va faire le point sur l'essentiel de l'opération. Le docteur...
Bref.
Je suis au courant, oui.
Parfait.
Ok. On n'a qu'à se téléporter sur le dirigeable et...
Donc les allons.
Au moins, on pourra compter sur les...
This run is very easy to get into. I will say.
Oh, merci.
Non,
Bien.
je ne l'aurais pas.
This run isn't too difficult.
Pas mal du tout.
N'est-ce pas votre vrai?
C'est le robot géant.
I would argue that it's probably the easiest Fallout 4 run to get into.
On aurait un sacré avantage si
Not
on
just
prenait
because it's
contrôle.
glitchless, but because there's not too much complexity to it.
Au boulot.
Très bien.
Alright, so here is when we pop our beautiful medics that we picked up. Because we're gonna go do the ending of the game. Now, the ending of the game, it's gonna happen pretty fast. I'm gonna hopefully explain it. The ending of the game is pretty, crazy. Let's just say that. Basically, we're gonna destroy 3 reactors. We're gonna hack into Optimus Prime up here. Oh, goodness.
Ouvrez l'œil.
Gonna play it safe here and heal, which I wouldn't normally do in a run. Alright, then this is gonna hit the 3rd one up there, which is quite a long shot, but pretty impressive. That was found by Nikolai too. Here we pull out, oh goodness. Here we pull out this fat man. Move. You launch that. And then this guy's gonna spawn in. Now we're gonna equip these grenades for a bit of safety. You can complete the run without pulling out these grenades, but I wouldn't recommend. At all. Alright, we need to keep him here so he doesn't kill the virus. Nice. That should be him dead. Perfect. So this virus, we need to keep him alive at all cost. Again, there's a lot of luck based in here as to whether or not he gets shot. Usually speaking, he doesn't get shot. But that's usually speaking. You know how things are. Things go wrong. Oh, hello. I didn't realize that guy was there. Oh, there's you. And that's exactly why there is... Oh, he's alive! Oh! Okay, that is actually very impressive. Usually he dies there. Nice. I'm very impressed. Is that Paladin Dance? No, it's not. It's just a random night. So this run is still alive. I don't know what this run is like versus my PB, but just making sure that none of these Brotherhood get up to shoot the virus. That's all we're doing. Just playing it as safe as we can. I don't want to drop down too far because it might actually despawn him. Come on. We actually have a lot of laser rifle shots, and I don't know why. I don't know what I've done. Alright, soften up the driver. Now we should probably one-tap him. Yes. Please blow up in the other direction. Oh, he's not. Perfect. I mean, he's not blowing up in the wrong direction. Oh, you're there. Is the virus still alive? No, the virus is dead. Okay, that's like pretty much... That was my bad. I didn't really manage that correctly. We didn't actually lose a lot of time there because he just finished doing the 75% check. So this is actually not that bad. Can you go away? Hello? Oh, he's dead again. Okay, now this is bad. Get in, please. Can you go away? Hello? Thanks. What is that noise? Alright, this should be the ending of the run now. Move. I'm gonna wait for the dialogue to pop up. Things get a bit quiet. There we go. So now the upload's finalized. The run is done. Now, chat, do I use the miss? I'm gonna try and use the missile launcher to kill Dad. So yeah, I'm very confident that I can get a sub 135 at a marathon. I think a sub 130 is pretty easy to get, but I don't want to jinx myself and say that I can get it confidently, but I'm pretty sure I can. That's obviously in-game time. I believe that translates to like 2 hours, 1 hour 45 real time. I'll have to work it out for my submission stuff, but yeah. So, here we go. Brotherhood of Steel. It's done. You're going to see the what we create here, what we're doing is we're intentionally blowing up the Brotherhood of Steel, because the Brotherhood of Steel is the only trouble that the Institute gets faced with. And there it is. Brotherhood of Steel have been dealt with. They're all dead. It's done with. At least for now. Yay. And then we're going to pull out our weapon and fast travel away. And this is the end of the run. The way this run ends is your dad is dying. You can snipe him, but sniping him is not as dramatic. Your son is dying, and it's his last days alive, pretty much. He wants to talk to you. He wants to explain things to you. And he somehow is able to tank a full missile shot to the head. What a gamer. And there it is. That's the entire run. In a comfortable 1:28, which I think is pretty decent.
I've lost Sean.
It's 2 minutes off world record, but for a marathon run, this is what this is kind of emulating what a marathon run would be like, and I think it's the perfect way to submit a video. So yeah, that's Fallout 4 Glitchless. That's the ending of the game. Sean dies. Institute ends. We're now the leader of the Institute.
Whether or not you're ready.
And yeah, that's the run. Donation incentives would be name of character, or what character we pick. Or you could have a donation incentive to what we kill our father with at the end. That's also a choice too. Anyways, my name's Jabbo. I hope you enjoyed the run. I hope it's chosen. That'd be nice. This is my primary run I'm probably going to be submitting because I do feel like this is an entertaining run. And probably the best showcase of Fallout 4, in my opinion. But that's subjective. Anyways, thank you.
Make us whole again.
Appreciate it.